puppy. I'm back in Dublin Cemetery. This is going to be I have a story to share, and it's noisy here, and I'm nervous of somebody walking up on me, so I'm just going to try and get this out really quick. Okay, what am I going to talk about? Okay, I'm going to talk about an experience I had this morning, a channeling experience I had this morning. Gosh, I'm already having trouble pulling this up to feel free to talk about it. There's really only one person I shared this information with, and now here I am going out to the whole world. So this is easy, brother, easy. I'm trying to clear these messages. Jeez, now I messed it up. There's messages on my screen. How do I get rid of these? You can't just swipe those off. Okay, so I'm doing NaNoWriMo this year. I do it every year. I've been doing it since like 2007 or so. Whenever it started, I've been doing it. It's only a couple of years I missed. I don't do it with the intention of writing something that's going to become a complete work that I'll share with the world. There's only a couple of sessions over the years that I've shared with anybody else to read. Last year I shared, but anyway, what I do with my writing is I turn it into a healing process. So last year the focus of my storytelling in my NaNoWriMo was to talk about memories of people in my life that I felt like I hurt, and it was a process of me asking these people for forgiveness. So I would drum up the memories of the experiences I had where I felt like I hurt somebody, and then this gets me into a meditative trance-like state, and then I'm like, okay, so you can connect with that person even if they're not alive anymore, and say, hey, I am sorry for what I did, and ask for forgiveness. And I believe that really works. That really happens. I was going to see if I could set my phone down with its stand, but I think, yeah, I would have to flip the camera over. I'll have to do that next time if I want to. Okay, so this year my focus has shifted a little bit. Instead of looking for the people that I need to ask forgiveness from, this year I'm looking at the stories of the sins I've done against myself and against God. So I'm calling this my descent into criminal activity in my life. Not that I'm a criminal worthy of being arrested for anything, but we got a viewer. I hope that might be Scarlett. Okay, so I don't want to get distracted now. Okay, come on. What am I trying to say? Shoot. Oh, okay. Not that I'm a criminal worthy of imprisonment in the jails of this world. I haven't done anything that bad, but I'm a prisoner in my own mind because of having transgressed natural laws. Does that make sense? I'm not going to talk long about this, so so in my writing this morning, I tapped into the memory of, I'm mainly writing about childhood memories right now, and I tapped into the memory of the story of one of my classmates when I was in 3rd grade that committed suicide. And so I just, like free style writing to see what comes up. regarding that memory and whatever else it triggers. And so I ended up feeling really disturbed by the memories that came up, and I went to bed and I tried to sleep and I couldn't. And so I woke up and I said, I'm going to do a channeling session to try and connect with this kid. I can't remember his name, but I got the whole picture in my mind of enough to go on. There's an energetic connection through memory to this person and this experience. I don't know why I can't get this to focus. So I get into meditative state, I call in my spirit guides, I call in archangels for protection, but also to help me find the person that it is I'm trying to, communicate and do a healing for. And so I was able to tap all the way back into the original location where his suicide happened, and was able to, spiritually sense that his soul's energetic presence was still there, trapped inside that that location. So what happens when we have when somebody experiences a tragic death, they go into shock and they don't always realize that they've died. I mean, you've heard this before. I really believe it's true. So the soul gets fragmented. Part of the soul says, oh, I want to get out of here, I want to go, home to my ancestors. And the other part of the fragment of your soul gets locked into the death experience. This is what causes hauntings. This is what causes spirits to get stuck in places. And so this poor kid, 8 years old, well, when you die as well, you're not the age you were when you were alive. You do gain some kind of sense of broader wisdom and knowledge, and but still, you're not awake. He wasn't awake. He couldn't really see how to get out of that space. So this happened 50 years ago when this kid committed suicide. And over that time, even though time is, different in the fourth dimension, growth happens. And so the darkness builds upon you and around you. And this is what ends up turning innocent, soul, well, not innocent necessarily, but just happenstance souls into monstrous, ghoulish, terrifying, frightening ghosts, and or a monster, or even you could go as far as to be turning into a demon. I think it probably takes hundreds of years, if not longer, for a ghost to mature into a demonic form. This is all just, I'm just thinking off the top of my head right here. And anyway, so I go in with my team of these archangels and my spirit guides, many of which are healers. Well, they're all healers, of course. And we find him there. And what it took was my memory as the roadmap to get to the location where he is. And I didn't have to do the work of his soul retrieval. The team I went in with took care of that. But there's so many millions of dead people in the world that are stuck in the astral plane over, centuries and centuries and centuries. These archangels and spirit guides, they don't have time to go out and try and heal everybody. But if they get connected to a human that cares and remembers, they can become like a task force and go in. And so I got them in there. I said, let's get this kid out of here. They did the work to break him out and ascended him. That's my experience from last night. Wow, 10 minutes. Okay, you know what? I think let's just walk around a little bit and get out of here. That was the main thing I wanted to talk about. Luckily, there's nobody here still. I can see people out on the outskirts of the cemetery by the park next door. So let's just, it rained yesterday. This time yesterday, we were drenched when we went out for our walk. But today it's nice. In comparison, it's actually, I'm too warm. I'm too warm. Okay, well, yeah, I think Puppy wants to get out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and close this off. If you are a real human viewer, I appreciate you coming in and listening to my story. And any of the people that catch my YouTube replay on this, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. All right, bye.